Hi there. To practice a consulting case study, log into your Hazosha account on hazosha.com, then search for the case that you'd like to solve. In our case, I'm going to do a case called Wi-Fi in the Sky. Wi-Fi in the Sky is a medium difficulty case. The case is about market entry. The industry is aerospace, and we can see the author is NYU Stern. To get started, click on the View Case button. Here you land on the details of the case. So let's go through the case summary. Your firm has won an RFP to help a domestic airline examine their in-flight connectivity strategy. With 80% of US aircraft already outed with IFC technology and competitive pressures rising, offering a Wi-Fi service is important. So when we read about the background, we'll understand what the case is about. So they ask, the question is, what are some of the key things that the client should think about when assessing their go-to-market strategy for IFC? To answer this case, we can use the help of our proprietary AI system. So on the top left, you can see there's a practice with AI button. Click on the button. You'll now be redirected to the AI case coach. To get a more detailed overview of the case before you start with the AI, you can click on the download PDF button on the left side. If you click the button, it redirects you to the case. What this is essentially is the PDF of the case from the author. It has a lot of information in it. If you scroll down, you can then see question 1. Question 1 says there is a wide range of potential business models that your clients want to better understand them before making a decision on their vendor. And your analyst has pulled out these benchmarks on 2 competitors on what they're doing today. So what are the thoughts on the 2 models is the first question. So as you can see, it says go to exhibit 1. Exhibit 1 is here. And you can read about the details of competitor 1 and 2. The way to approach this question is for you to have a brief overview of the case, but use the AI case coach to then practice the case. Go back to your Hazosha tab, and then here on the right side, you can see the AI case interview practice session has started. So you can read about the AI case interview. So it tells you what you should think about. So to get started, the AI asks us, can you start by telling me what you think the main challenge is based on what you've read about the case? So to get started, we can then ask the AI, how do I approach this case? Wait for the response from our AI case coach. And here you can see the AI case coach acts as the interviewer. So the case coach says, I'll let you take a lead on structuring your approach. How would you recommend we break down this problem? After you propose your framework, I'll provide guidance and data as needed, just as a real case interview would. So this is what the AI has told us. So to get started, let's ask the AI, how do I solve question 1? As we've already read through the case as a question 1. As mentioned over here, we can read what question 1 is. How do I solve question 1? Your prompt can vary, and you can work however you feel like with the AI to try to make it give you the exact answer you'd like. So now I've asked the question. So it's asking us to go through the exhibit. If you remember from the case, question 1 asked us to look at exhibit 1. So we are doing that now with the help of the AI. So we can see competitor 1 is domestic and international. Competitor 2 is only domestic, but it's a discount carrier. And we can see the IFSC coverage between both airlines. We can also see that competitor 1 has bought the IFC system from a vendor, but competitor 2 has got their own version. But we can see from the vendor, it's $25 a session, but for the airline, it's free. But in terms of revenue share model, competitor 1 has a revenue share model, but competitor 2 has a wholesale model. So the task for us is to analyze these two. So the question is being asked, what are the pros and cons of each, as you can see in the bottom? Are there any factors that the client should consider? So we can now re-prompt the AI. what model can I use to compare both airlines that I can then use in turn to reply for question 1. Let's wait for the AI to give its suggestion. So as you can see, we've received a response. So our case coach says, now the strong way to approach this would be to use a business model comparison framework. If you feel you don't understand exactly what the framework does, you can always ask the AI coach again what the framework is about, or you can choose to use Google search and view it simultaneously. So then let's look how we can apply. So the revenue model, we need to consider who sets the pricing, who bears the risks of low take rates. We need to consider cost structure. Is it better to pay an operating cost, or is it better to put a higher upfront investment and then bear the benefits of it in the future? What about customer experience, branding, the pricing, the integration, operational complexity, and what about strategic fit? So now when you consider all these factors, you can now apply this to competitor 1 and 2. So as in this case, you can see competitor 1 uses revenue share model, it's vendor branded, and there are implications for cost and control. That's outside your control, as you've given the control of your IFSC system to an external vendor, and it's not maintained by you. But you can see competitor 2 uses a wholesale version of it, and it's airline branded and it's free. So how does this differ? We can then share our input to our case coach. You can also have a look at the PDF to see anything else that you want to understand from it. So as you can see here, what should we suggest to our vendor part, to our customer? As in consulting, it is important for us to always keep an open mind, keep adapting to the situation, not be fixed on one particular way of working, and understanding different ways to approach the problem, as consulting interviews are more about problem solving than trying to find the right solution. Thank you.